Okay, I always shoot my intros before I do anything, and I don't know what I'm going to find. But with this one, I actually already shot the video, and I'm just going to say this is sort of a crisis circus, sort of lemonade out of lemons sort of situation. So enjoy, and thanks for watching, I guess. Okay, so Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Vino Farm bee drama. So let me take you back about a week ago. As you know, I was trying to get the Balboa queen, which had been living down here, to get up into the deep boxes because I'm trying to convert this hive to all deep brood boxes. She had been laying between these two boxes and I wanted to keep her up here. Someone suggested that I put a queen excluder here, which I did, to keep her up in this box and keep her laying in this box, so the emerging brood from down here would just come up and eventually these boxes would empty out and then I could move up to deeps. So last week I put an excluder underneath this box. She was in here, and I added a second box to the top with 8 empty frames, but I checkerboarded the frames so that they would start drawing out the 8 new frames. And to help them draw out the new frames, I gave them a gallon of syrup up here. In the last 5 days, they took that syrup, brought all of it down, and filled all of the available cells with syrup. Just drawn out comb. This is all nectar. They're just filling this thing with nectar. I think I'm not gonna feed them anymore. This was an empty frame filled with nectar. They drew this out. There's the queen right there. So there she is, up at the top, laying eggs. I think they may be feeling a little bit honey bound because this is all nectar up here. Let's look at the next box. Yeah, I think they're honey bound. This is all nectar in here. Yeesh. Beautiful brood. Here's some eggs. Okay. So she is laying eggs all over, but again, they're storing nectar all amongst the eggs. Okay, no more food for Balboa. That's all larvae. All right, what Balboa needs is a place to lay eggs, and they're not drawing out comb fast enough. Queen Balboa is in these 2 boxes, right? And now she doesn't have much place to lay. So I today just opened this up and discovered a really fat queen cell full of royal jelly, and it's almost capped. And we got a queen cup. Okay, this hive is making a queen. Okay, that's a little concerning. So, we've got 2 things going on. We have a potential swarm situation because I think Balboa is feeling honey bound and there's no place for her to lay. So I believe she is getting ready, or the instinct to swarm is there or something, and they have made a swarm cell to prepare for that. So one thing going on is potential swarm and a big fat swarm cell, and the second thing is they're honey bound. So I gotta try and solve for those 2 things. Okay, step 1, I want to get the big swarm cell out of this hive. Okay, this frame has eggs. And this has place to lay, and there are eggs in here, and this should be, Balboa should be on this frame. Yes, she's on this frame. Okay, Balboa is right here. There are eggs on this frame, and the queen is on this frame right here. Actually, there are eggs here. There's eggs on this, but the rest is full of nectar. And this is the frame with the big fat queen cell on it. Look at that queen cell right there. I mean, it's just fat and big and it's full of jelly. So we have brood and honey on this frame and a big, huge queen cell. I'm going to put this frame of bees and brood into a nuke box. See, all the places where they would be have available for eggs, they put nectar in it. They did a great job of drying it out, but then they filled it up with nectar. So just starting to draw that out. full of nectar. Okay, this is a good frame here. They have not filled this with nectar, but there's a lot of empty spaces here. I'm going to put this up right next to where queen is laying now. Capped larva and a frame there drawn out. Okay, this box looks okay. Like, it doesn't feel too honey bound. It feels like a brood box. All right, now I'm going to see what is going on down below here and try and get rid of these two lower boxes. All right, I want to try and condense these lower boxes. Okay, I'm going to do something here with this brood that's going to emerge. I'm going to put this into the nuke. There's a little more brood that is going to emerge soon. A little bit of honey on there, pollen. That's going to go in. More brood emerging, all pollen packed. Solid. Holy cow. There's so much resources in here. I was imagining that this hive would be kind of empty on the bottom. It is so packed. Unfortunately, it's all medium frames. Oh my God, still brood down here. It's like the pantry's full. All these frames are jam-packed with pollen and nectar. Swarm cells. And we got a capped one. Yeah, these bees are getting ready to swarm. Okay, swarm cells down here. So, okay, I think what I'm going to do is just basically do a walk-away split with this box. We got a capped queen cup and we have swarm cells that have jelly in them. And they have all the resources they would ever need to start a new hive. So what I'm going to do is just take this box, put it in another spot, and let them see if they can make a queen. I'm going to pick it up and move it. And I'm going to quickly put another hive in its place. Okay. This is the box that was on top of the two mediums. Okay, that's that. Okay, Balboa is in this box. I'm going to just close this up temporarily and go get a couple more things. Oh my God, this is heavy. Holy cow. All right, this is the Balboa first story. And you get this thing off of here. I am going to split up these resources though, because this little hive doesn't need all the stuff they have in here. So as of right now, all I did was take this lower part of the hive and put it here. Took the top boxes that were on this hive on top of this and just dropped them down. Queen Balboa is in there. She's in there, she's laying. That's a full hive with 2 deeps. I'm going to take some of these resources and put them into Balboa's hive and give these girls some empty frames to draw out and keep busy, because they're going to wait for one of their queen cells to emerge. And then hopefully this is going to be a split here. So to solve for the problem of Balboa being honey bound, I'm going to give her a super. I'm going to put a few of these frames over here and some undrawn frames, and maybe the bees in Balboa can bring some of that nectar up into the super and open up space for her to lay in her hive. So let's do that. And here I have a super, an 8-frame medium super. Oop, queen excluder. Super, give them some of these resources. Not brood, but I'm going to take some of the pollen and honey out of here. I'm looking for like bee bread resources. I'm going to leave brood up here. That is pure honey right there. Little emerging brood. I'm going to put this up right above Balboa. Empty frame, empty frame, empty frame. This hive is totally packed, but they are also queenless. So Balboa has a honey-bound brood box here. I'm going to try and get them to come up and start drawing some new comb up here. I have some drawn comb up here for them to stick some of that extra nectar. It's down in the brood box if they want to move it up. I'm hoping now Balboa does not feel like swarming anymore. All right, so what the heck just happened? I just did a walk-away split. This bottom hive here had queen cups, capped queen cells in it. They were ready to swarm. So I just put them over there as their own standalone hive. I'm gonna see what happens. I took the other big queen cell that was nearly complete over here, put that into a 5-frame nuke. I also put in some medium frames of good brood in there too, so they hopefully will build up over there, and we'll see what happens with there. That's also gonna have to go out and get mated and all that. Let's just take a quick look at what's going on in that little nuke. I know in here we have a very large, almost capped queen cell, and it was a swarm, like a swarm cell, and it was really nice and long and looked really, really nice. So I put a bunch of frames of emerging brood and resources in this hive, and I'm just gonna leave them now. They know what to do. I'll come and check on them in a couple days. I cannot believe, I don't know if it's gonna work, but Balboa was too packed and was honey bound and was getting ready to swarm. That's what was going on. I hope I diverted a swarm. I took the biggest, nicest cell and I put that into a nuke. So now we have a walk-away nuke split from Balboa, and then I took the bottom 2 medium boxes and I'm gonna start another medium hive because whatever, there's swarm cells on that are capped. Hopefully that turns into a nice little medium hive, and if it does, we get another Balboa legacy hive. The other thing we did with Balboa was give her a medium super, and brought up a couple of resource frames from the mediums so that it would kind of entice them to come up, see what was going on up in that super, and then maybe start bringing some of the nectar up higher out of the brood box so that Balboa can lay into 2 deeps. So hopefully they figure that out and they can organize in there a little bit. We're up to 9 now, potential 9. I'd say definitely 7, potentially 9. So this is woo.